Your E, your ooh. Are they all out?
Mm-hmm. And oop.
Greetings, Internet. Welcome to But I'm Still a Good Person by Vince Nicholas. I'm Vince Nicholas. I'm joined by my sparkling wifey, Carolyn Nicholas.
Hello.
Hello, honey. Thank you for joining me on our bed for our little program here. Okay, so it's our 6-year wedding anniversary. We partied the whole weekend. It was crazy. We each got each other cards. You got me a cute little card. And then I got you, because the selection at Dollar Tree is very limited. And so I just go for the wacky, unexpected, comedic take. How was my card unique to you, darling?
Well, it was for a husband.
Yeah.
So you got,
Yes.
It was addressed to husband. And then it also had a Bible verse on it.
Yeah.
But as soon as I saw the Bible verse, I knew that was why you had picked it out.
Yeah.
That was so you.
I narrowed it down to that card, and then there was another card with husband and wife, like a drawing of them on bikes, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cute. That's us. But the 1-2 punch of the I'm not a man, or I am a man, you're not a man. Wait, I'm confused. That and the Bible verse, I thought was just, it paid off in spades. It's been 6 years, honey. It's time to reflect. How would you rate these 6 years?
Good.
Yeah, I would say it was nice to just take a weekend and just kind of think about everything, the big picture, if you will, macro versus micro. Because we really. And everyone's guilty of this. You get in a rut and things become mundane and you get into a routine and you're just living life. You're just kind of going along. But this weekend, this 48, 72 hours, I've just really thought about it. And I'm glad we're doing this thing right here. And I rate it super positive. 10 stars.
Wow.
5 stars on Yelp. By the way, I'm a Yelp elite. Oh, yeah. That's coming up later or sometime.
A little tease for later.
Yeah, later, a different podcast. Well, you can nominate yourself. I nominated myself. I had no idea you could until I found out you could. And I was like, well, okay. And they're like, why should you be in a Yelp elite? And I said, because I like shining a spotlight on mom and pop businesses. And lo and behold, and I've been writing Yelp reviews for 15 years, give or take, consistently. Pictures. I don't get into the 8-9 paragraph reviews. I don't know who that's for.
That's for the person who's writing it.
Yeah.
They love to read the words that they have to say themselves.
They love to wax on and on. Get yourself a Substack, bro. But I keep it to 5-ish sentences. But I nominated myself and then I got approved. I was like, yeah. And there's a couple of Yelp Elite events coming up. And they're sort of underwhelming. But one has food based. It's a Mexican place in Davis. So after 15 years of giving Yelp free content, free premium content, by the way, I get to eat a free burrito. And I think that's a fair exchange. For our anniversary wedding dinner, whatever, we went to Carmelita's where our torrid love affair all started, where our torrid marriage started. It was where we did the reception for our wedding. We went over there. It's in Fair Oaks. Drove by the park where we got married, which we lovingly refer to as the Chicken Park. Heck of construction.
Yeah, they've built a whole new building on the patio where we got married.
Yeah.
It's no longer there. It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
There's now a building standing in its place, and the whole park is blocked off.
Yeah, fences everywhere.
It looks totally different.
Yeah. And it looks nice. They're going for like the Mission look, the Mission San Diego look. But it stands in stark contrast to like Fair Oaks Village, the businesses there, where it's sort of like old 50s Americana. So, I mean, it's going to be nice when it's finished, but gosh dang it. And where are the chickens? What happened to the chickens?
Yeah. A lot fewer chickens than there used to be.
Yeah. Carmelita's Mexican restaurant went there. So we walk in. Luna was with us. Lennox didn't go because he claims to not like Mexican food or something. He wanted to sleep. Went there, and right away, so we get seated, and right away a guy comes up to us. And he's got a beard. He looks like Tom Green, current day Tom Green. And he's got a tie-dye shirt on. And I was like, okay. Because when we were greeted and seated, the waiters and waitresses are wearing all black, and then the head waiter was wearing like a short sleeve button up maroon. He looked put together, but this guy was it was like a skateboarder or something, doing like the hippy dippy vibe. It was very odd. We sit down. He comes right up to us, and he says, "Can I get you started with guacamole? It's super fresh and it tastes great. And if it didn't, I wouldn't recommend it." And so I was like, were you thrown?
Yeah, it was really odd. We had just sat down. He
Yeah.
didn't. Yeah, I didn't know what to say. I was like,
No waters, no chips and
no
salsa.
menus.
No menus. No, what can I get you started with? Just right away into the guacamole. And so I was like, we're good right now. Maybe later. And he walks away. I'm like, okay, that's odd. But he walks to a table that's like 6 feet away from us. He sits down with another young guy. I'm like, okay, maybe the other guy is like a longtime customer and they're just yapping it up or whatever. I don't know. And then he's 5, 10, 15 minutes go by. I'm like, okay, he's still sitting at this table. Maybe he's on his 15, maybe he's on his lunch. He's just hanging out. Where's your break room, Carmelitas? And it just goes on and on. And the further it gets, he's not seeing any other, he's not attending to any other tables. He's not bringing out food. He ain't doing jack. And I was like, that guy's not a waiter. He's not our waiter.
He doesn't work here.
Yeah. And as time goes on, he starts getting loud and cursing, him and his friend, obnoxious, rambunctious, and just up to general mayhem. And it's like, dude, it's noon. Like on the patio of a nice Mexican restaurant, we're trying to have a good time. And you could not ignore him and his friend. And it was just so weird. And I wanted to keep staring, but I didn't want to keep staring. You had the better angle, honey, so I kept saying, what's he up to now? What's going on now?
They kept getting food delivered and they kept eating it, but
Yeah.
they were really sloppy and messy. They were so high or drunk out of it.
Yeah, it was just odd, and it was just a constant like, what are those guys doing, and why is the restaurant allowing them to bother its other patrons? It wasn't super busy, but it was getting towards noon, so more and more people started coming in. So he went to our table, offered guac, and then that was it.
Yeah.
He clocked out.
Never came back.
He soft quitted or whatever. Very bizarre. And so I kept an eye on him. I kept asking you about him. And it was just, they were there before us and they were there after us. Our meal went fine. I mean, it was a disturbance in the force, but it wasn't terrible. They weren't getting out of control. But when we were leaving, I was like, I should say something, because that's I don't know. I should say something, because that's how they're gonna kick them out. Is if customers make comments and complain. So we went out the side gate to our car, and then I went back up front. I didn't want Tom Green to see me go directly to the head waiter, because I'm scared. I'm a scaredy cat. I'm like Frankie. But I went up to the head waiter. Well, it was just one of the waitress gals at first, and I was like, those guys are effing annoying and are effing obnoxious and are so effing loud. And I wanted to curse, because I don't curse too often, but I wanted to curse for emphasis. But they don't know me, so they're like, oh, this guy's cursing. They probably think I'm Tom Green's, I'm the equivalent.
Yeah, you should have been better than that.
I know, I'm better than Tom Green. And then she's like, we don't know what to do. And then the head waiter, the guy in maroon burgundy or whatever, came over for just whatever reason. And she said, tell him that. I said, those effing guys are so effing annoying. And then he's like, I know, they've been doing it all morning. And he said, they've been doing burnouts all morning. I don't know what that means. Is that a drink? Is that a drug? Is that doing side shows in the Carmelita's parking lot in your vehicle? I don't know. But he said, yeah, I've been meaning to say something to them. Sorry it bothered you. Sorry your meal was affected. I was like, well, it wasn't a big deal, but dude, like those guys need to chill out, or you need to kick them out.
You got to cut them off at that point.
Yeah.
And say, okay, it's time to move along.
Yeah.
That's within the right of the restaurant to do, especially it sounds like they'd been sitting there for at least an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. It's time to go.
Yeah. I mean, because they open at 10 a.m., so they're drinking at 10 a.m., and they were probably drinking beforehand or doing whatever. Whippets, God knows what. So, yeah, the restaurant's got to step in. I was hoping they would step in while we were there, because I was ready with my phone to record video, and we can go viral on TikTok, and Edie Lambert could report on this situation. But I'm hoping that they got kicked out with the swiftness. One of the waiters there, big fella, I think he's the owner. He's probably been on Good Day Sacramento like 36 times. But yeah, they should have stepped in much earlier. I guess I should have said something much earlier, but they weren't rowdy, but damn, it was just like, shut up.
Tom Green did keep standing up.
Yeah.
And they were laughing.
Yeah.
And he kept standing up and sort of just like walking around in circles. So it was a little unnerving. Like I didn't know what he was going to do next.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I could have taken Tom Green. His friend...
You totally could have.
His friend was stacked a little bit more, a little bit better.
And seemed a little more sober, so he might have been your equal.
Okay. What about me and the big Carmelita's waiter / owner versus Tom Green and his stacked bro? Would have been one for the ages, honey. Went to Goodwill. We did some winnowing. We got rid of some board games. These were on our console.
Frankie's scratching.
And oop.
So we did some winnowing, took some junk to Goodwill, some board games, picture frames, clothes, the like. We got rid of our old Christmas tree because we got the new Mac Daddy Christmas tree that was inspired by Liz and Allen's Mac Daddy Christmas tree. The old Christmas tree I had before we got together, right?
Yeah.
Before our torrid love affair. It's a fine tree, and I wish it well to the next family. But our new Christmas tree is one for the ages and is fantastic to look at. It's going to be fun. We've been doing our bike rides. Trying to communicate while riding bikes is impossible.
Yeah. And dangerous, because if you're behind me, then I'm trying to turn my head back so you can hear me.
Yeah.
And then I get a little wobbly, or I'm not watching where I'm going.
Right.
So, it's dangerous.
Yeah, you usually lead. I'm usually behind you because I'd follow that ass anyway. Am I right? Just kidding, Alan Fisher. But just like in our tiny condominium, communication is difficult. Like 70% of us is saying, "Huh? What?
Yeah.
What'd you say?"
We're both a little hard of hearing, maybe.
No, really. What'd you say? No, please tell me. No, it was just a
It doesn't matter.
It was just a sarcastic one-off comment. No, please, I need to know. This is actual tape from our home. But yeah, trying to have any substantive conversation or just trying to relay any message back to each other, just like, huh? So we just yell in one-word increments. Biking is scary, dude. The bike lane, get the hell out of here. I don't know who rides in a bike lane.
The bike lane is so narrow.
Yeah.
Who designed these streets? It's so unrealistic and it's so dangerous. And like the cars are grazing your arm. You could feel the wind going by when they pass you.
Yeah. Like I'm like super nervous the entire time I'm in a bike lane. Sidewalks over bike lanes all day,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm on a sidewalk as often as possible. And then you
Yeah.
have to stop if a
I know.
pedestrian comes,
Yeah.
so that can be annoying.
Yeah.
But I'm not going in that bike lane.
Right.
I'm not dying today on this bike. No.
Yeah. Same. Yeah, we were on the sidewalk, and then a guy had a couple dogs in front of us, so we had to go uh, to the bike lane, and it was we had to walk over some dirt to get to the bike lane. It was like, okay, I don't know, move your dogs to the side, sir. Passing on your left, Captain America. There's this one bike lane on Lake Washington. You can turn right, so there's a lane on the right to turn right. That's where Target is and Cold Stone and all that Nugget. And then there's a lane on the left to go straight towards the residential area, the homes. And then there's a bike lane in between the car right lane and the car straight lane. Like, what the hell is that all about? Who designed that?
It's horrible. What cyclist is actually driving in that lane?
I don't know. Who would make that? Who would approve that? Who would leave it like that? Heck is scary. My butt hurts from riding a bike. I have I need a better seat, but then I'm like, well, I got some junk in the trunk. I'm big back. I'm thick. So my butt shouldn't hurt that much, but I don't know. And then I feel like if I buy a bigger, more padded seat or whatever, my butt's still gonna hurt. Does your butt hurt after riding?
Yes, yeah. And my seat is a lot bigger and
wider.
poofier. What's
Yeah.
this word?
Padded.
Padded more than yours.
Yeah.
But it still hurts, and my inner butt,
Yeah.
inner thigh area,
Your inner
it
butt.
gets sore.
Yeah. Yeah. Lots of soreness, but I don't go too far. You always go farther.
I know. You leave me halfway and head home.
Yeah. Well, you want to hit the little libraries, and I'm like,
I do. I like to hit the little libraries, and then I also like to get on the actual trail.
Oh, yeah.
That's only pedestrians, that goes behind the houses and the lake. It's so
Yeah.
pretty.
It's nice there. Once in a while I'll go with you, but majority of the time I got like 3/4 of a mile in me, and then I'm like, okay, time to turn around. Well, because we've gone 3/4 of a mile, but then going home is another 3/4. That's 1.5 miles.
Oh my gosh.
It's just too much. We went to Starbucks, got some drinks. Mom, I had a gift card. Don't worry. You got the oat milk lavender something?
Yeah. Fancy.
Did you like it?
I liked it a lot, but I didn't taste lavender hardly. But it was still good.
I got the nitro brew. It's definitely caffeine straight to the vein. But yeah, I had the gift card and it's gone now. But $6 per drink, heck to the no.
Yeah, and mine was almost all ice.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. But I like to have like a destination, like we're going to Dollar Tree instead of like let's wander around and look at little libraries all day.
A little library is a destination.
That's true. But then you have like 6 destinations, and there's got to be something in it for me, honey. Lennox went with 2 of his friends, Mid John and Lincoln Ween. So he's a 12-year-old boy, and plans come together. He's a 13-year-old boy. Thank you for signing that, honey. I can read sign language. He's a 13-year-old boy. Plans come together. Plans fall apart. He talks about plans, and it's just natural. So he initially came to us, and he's like, okay, me and Mid John and Link are going to go downtown. And I was like, what? Because downtown, it's very big, downtown Sacramento, and some parts are pretty rough. And then he's like, no, we're going to do Old Sac. And I was like, okay, that's more contained. And it's a little dicey there, but there's a lot of people in a pretty small area. So I thought he would be safe. But then he said, oh, we're going to go to Doco. And we've walked through Doco. And even sometimes I'm like, because, well, it's crazy people, unhoused people, teenagers such as Lennox, Lincoln, and Mid John. It can be a little, like my head will be on a swivel. And then he said, and we might go to Capitol Books, which is a little bookstore sort of close to Doco. And we went there a few months ago, and it was it was a sight. I was like, this is rough. This is not the greatest area, not the safest walk. So all these things are going through my head. I'm worried. We usually have his location on real-time Google Maps, but for whatever reason that stopped working recently. How did you feel about Len wandering downtown Sacramento, honey?
For the most part, I was fine with it. Yeah. I believed that the three of them could handle themselves and I thought they'd be fine.
Yeah.
I was a little apprehensive, but overall, I was like, they got this. They're old enough. This will be good for them.
Yeah.
This will be fun for them.
Yeah. And actually, we were telling Carla about this, and Carla said, oh, downtown's a grid. If you're at P and 13th, you know exactly where P and 13th is. So you can say, come pick me up at P and 13. And it's like, okay, that's super easy to get to. We know exactly where you are. But I gave him a pep talk on the way over, and I said, listen, if there's a situation, go the opposite way, walk away, cross the street to the other side of the street, which we actually did when we went to Capitol Books. And I said, just be smart and be safe, because I was just worried. And I know I compared it to going to the mall, but even the mall was like, there was security there, and it's a small area. It's concentrated. It's not like downtown Sac where there's tents and whatever, questionable people, shady people wandering around. So I was hecka worried. You were laissez-faire, honey.
Yeah, this is like we switched roles when it came to worrying about the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were fine. I think like Old Sacramento, Doco, K Street right there.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's not too bad.
Yeah. But anything outside of that?
And they were going during the day, so they were going to be home before dark.
Yeah.
Absolutely not after dark. That was no.
Not yet.
No, not yet.
Yeah, so what they did was they went to Capitol Books. That's where there's a bunch of anime, right? Len likes going
there. Yeah, they have a lot of books there, but they do have a good anime section.
Manga? Is that his thing?
Mm-hmm.
They went to see Minecraft. They promised they didn't throw popcorn everywhere. Like the director of Minecraft encourages, honey, the LDS guy. He said, oh yeah, go crazy in the movie theater. Have the poor employees clean it up. But actually, they were denied. They tried to get tickets to Final Destination, which is rated R. But they were denied, which I thought was comical.
Yes.
These kids these days, they see everything. Is it time to take the 17 and up on a rated R and be like, okay, who are we kidding here? These kids got the World Wide Web. They've seen Two Girls, One Cup. They've seen Goatsy. They've seen it all.
Oh, dear. Yeah. Maybe we could lower that age a little bit. But although 13, I don't know.
Yeah.
13's kind of young.
Yeah. Well, I wonder, did the employee say, let me see some ID? And then would they show their middle school ID? How do you know how they got turned away from Final Dest?
The employee just said, no, you're too young. Like, they could just look at them and then I guess the kids didn't argue it or try to say, no, we're 17.
That's when you know you've been caught red-handed and you're like tail between your legs. You got to grow out that mustache, Len, and grow out that beard. And then they hit a Panda Express, which is right next door to the movies. And then they called us, and they were already in West Sacramento. Even getting back, I was worried because we've done that walk a million times with Len. But I'm like, he's never paying attention. He doesn't know he's going to get lost. So I said, Len, Doco, Tunnel, Old Sac, Yellow Bridge, Sutter Health Park, call us. And he was like, I got it. He was annoyed at me. I was his Tom Green.
I definitely knew that he would not get lost walking back.
Yeah.
For sure. Even though he's only done it with us, those are the big landmarks, and it's not too far of a distance. So I definitely knew they could handle that.
Yeah. They called. They were actually just across the street from Rayleigh Field, Sutter Health Park, whatever. And then they wanted to walk home from there, which is 3-ish miles. What did you tell them, darling?
I immediately said, that's fine.
I immediately said, F no, are you insane? Because that path, there's no sidewalks some areas. It's treacherous.
Yeah, the road is not walker friendly and it is pretty busy with cars,
Yeah.
but there is enough space that you could stay far from the cars if you try to.
There's no sidewalk, but it's still safer than the bike lane walking.
Oh, definitely.
And I was, to be perfectly frank, I was questioning your judgment the entire day, honey. I'm sorry for caring.
I know you were, but
I was hecka worried. Yeah.
yeah, but I don't know. I thought it would be good for them. I thought it would be a good adventure and for their independence
Right.
and their just something for them to experience.
Right. And if there was something shifty happening, then they were on their own to deal with it, which I guess I have to admire. I don't know. I was scared crapless. They made it to Lincoln Wynn's house, who is the closest to that area from Rayleigh Field. Safe and sound. I worried all day. Never again.
I was just going to ask you, will you be so much as worried the next time this happens?
No, but we do need Lennox's real time.
Oh yeah, we need his location.
Yeah, locale. If not for anything, because I know where he is every day at all times. He's usually at Lincoln. Sometimes he's at Target. But that would have put me at much ease of mind.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah, we'll get that squared away. Your plant recently died, honey. We went back to Lowe's, and you got a new plants, plural. You combined a couple breeds of plants. Is that what they call them?
I don't even know. I still don't know what I'm doing out there in my little garden on our patio.
But you picked a plant from here, picked a plant from over there, picked another different plant, put it all in the same pot.
Yeah, I picked a few that I thought would look good together.
Wow.
I don't think it matters. You can mix anything in the soil.
Honey. Combining plants, you couldn't get away with that in the 50s. Breeding plants of different origin. Yeah, and then they're looking... Your mom said to water them.
Yeah, I'm going to water them today. This hot weather is hitting them.
It has been hot.
Yeah.
It's going to be hotter.
I don't know. Sometimes I go out there and the soil feels damp, but the plants are hecka dry and crispy and dying. So I don't know what's up with that. Just keep watering the wet soil. That's what I'm doing.
Figure it out. Call Farmer Fred. My boss is moving offices and she got rid of a bunch of stuff. So she had a bunch of plants and she's like, do you want a plant? And I said, are any of these going to turn into flowers? Any colorful things? She's like, yeah, this orchid, if you feed it right or whatever, treat it well, it'll bloom into some beautiful bulbs and flowers. And I was like, all right. It doesn't look like much now. The dirt's dry. It looks lethargic. But I brought home an orchid, honey.
Yeah. Yeah, I get home from work and you're like, I brought you home an orchid and this bottle of orchid food.
Yeah.
And I was like, thanks for bringing me this job, honey.
You're welcome.
Thanks for this chore of a gift.
You're welcome.
I don't know anything about orchids, but I've heard they're pretty persnickety and very high maintenance. I don't know if that's true. I'm already planning on this orchid dying.
Yeah.
I'll give it a go.
Okay.
I will try my best.
Thank you. Yes. That's all I ask. My pretty little horticulturalist. And if it dies, then I like the pot it's in or the bowl or whatever.
Yes, it's a really pretty pot. So if it dies, we'll just get a low maintenance plant and we'll replace it.
Good. Stir fry, honey. It's the stuff of legend. You've been cooking stir fry for several months now, maybe close to a year. Always with chicken, always a good time. But I wanted you to try it with shrimp. So we bought some shrimp. It's the shrimp. It's the kind that's already cooked, deveined, de-gutted, de-footed, detailed. It was small size, but how'd you put it in, and how did it taste?
I before I added it to the stir fry, I just defrosted it.
Yeah.
Where you run it under cold water for like 6 to 7 minutes and you kind of stir it around. So it thawed. This was already pre-cooked.
Yeah.
So I just thawed it, and then like the last 5 minutes of the stir fry, I threw it in and stirred it up.
Yeah.
And that was it. It was okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should have cooked the shrimp in a pan separately. Is shrimp better if you kind of give it a little pan fry before you mix it in with your food?
Yeah.
Because they just tasted uncooked.
Yeah. Like pasty or.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't too good.
Yeah. Well, when you put chicken in, you cook it from raw. So, I mean, you're the one doing the cooking, but
Right, I cook the chicken separate, season it, cut it up into pieces, and then it's ready to go, and I add it at the end of the stir fry when it's time to.
But
time to add.
Shrimp made you nervous, so you wanted cooked and degutted, detailed.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about cooking shrimp. I haven't done it very much.
Yeah, I think if we get the raw shrimp, that doesn't have any feet on it, and you treat it just like the chicken or very close to the chicken, I think that would be ideal, the way to go.
You want tail on or off?
Off, man. What are you, crazy? By the way, at Carmelita's, I was looking at their Yelp before we went, and their shrimp looked good. It's like jalapeno butter shrimp or something, and I was like, oh, that sounds good. And then I was looking at pictures. They leave the tail on, and I was like, hell no.
I hate that in a restaurant.
I know.
How am I supposed to eat that?
I know. I don't need to suck the tail dry. Like,
ew.
I'm an adult. I'm a good person. I'm a civilian. I'm a contributing member to society. I don't need to be sucking no shrimp tail in no restaurant with Tom Green staring at me. But yeah, I mean, we can go back to chicken if you want to maybe try shrimp. Maybe just try shrimp just by itself, and we could figure it out with the frying pan. That's also an option. I see here in my notes, honey, you went to a coworker's shindig. That was a little awkward. Can you give us more details?
It was only awkward for me personally. A coworker was leaving.
Yeah.
She got a new job, so we've worked in the same area for a couple of years.
Yeah.
She's in a supervisor position, and I don't work under her, but we see each other. We say hi, but I've never had a conversation with her. We don't know each other.
Yeah.
But the whole office was invited to her going away shindig. So my supervisor is always gently encouraging me to participate more because I'm a little antisocial. So I went along with my supervisor and I participated in the party, but I had to sign her card.
Oh, yeah.
And so I just did a generic sign off. Congratulations, you'll be missed. But then this was so unexpected. At the party, we're all sitting around these long tables, and we go around the room, and everyone says what they're going to miss.
Oh dear!
Or you have to speak and say something.
Okay, buddy.
And I was not expecting that, and it was quite emotional. People were tearing up. A lot of I had no idea that these people had these close relationships.
You're completely aloof.
I stay in my little area.
Yeah.
I do my little job in my little cubicle.
I like it.
So it came to me, and I wasn't sure what to say, but from time to time, this person bakes. If we have, she's baked before, so that's what I said. I said, "Well, we'll miss your baking." We'll miss having you around. I don't know. I just said something sort of impersonal, but
shallow.
Why would we do that?
That's odd.
The person who organized the party came up with that idea, I think, and I was like, this. And there's quite a few people there, so it took a while to go around the room.
Were you Googling what to say to a coworker you don't know who's leaving?
I have been known to do that in the past when I had to sign cards and say stuff. Something
like that. I could see if it was a dinner with 4 or 5 coworkers who were really close and really tight, but a giant soiree at work. First of all, it's gonna take forever, and people would just be reaching. What if someone took your bakery reason before you? Did you have Did you have other jokes like when you're at a roast and a comedian uses your joke, you got to cross out. You go, oh, I got to come up with something else now.
I had nothing.
You had nothing?
No.
You could have made the quick exit, the quick beeline for the doubt. Crap, we've been watching The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, Season 2. How are you feeling about this, honey?
It's a love-hate show for me.
Yeah.
It's so good as reality TV.
Yeah.
I really want to keep watching it. I want to finish the season.
Yeah.
But it's difficult to sit through. Like, I think it's a little bit of the ex-Mormon in me.
Yeah.
But there's stuff in it that is triggering and difficult. I cannot stand the relationship with the men.
Yeah, the men are bad.
The men are bad. It just really rubs me the wrong way. The family is toxic. The family of the girls. We really only see Taylor, Frankie Paul's family, but
yeah,
their dynamics are so dysfunctional and just they're bad parents. Everyone's bad.
Her dad basically calls her a slut, and it was like, wow.
Her dad. It's her stepdad, but
okay.
Been her stepdad since she was like 3 or 4,
Gotcha.
and I think he actually adopted her.
Ah.
It's that creepy combination where he's like slut-shaming her and blaming her for her relationship problems while simultaneously like objectifying her and talking about her being sexy and like it's a really creepy dynamic, or his behavior is really weird and inappropriate.
Really bizarre.
I get such an ick from that guy.
The first episode, I was like, whatever. More of this nonsense. But the second episode, which is where the family confrontation you're talking about happens, is good. It is so gosh dang entertaining. They're just sniping at each other at a barbecue or whatever, a little family get together outside at a table eating food. And they just go at it, and it's like, oh, their claws are out. It is so gosh dang fun to watch. But at the same time, it's super embarrassing. It's super cringe. I've seen on TV, Twitter, and TV threads, honey, talk of breaking the fourth wall. Do you have any opinion on this?
Yeah, that's a big change from season 1 to 2 because season 1 was such a big hit, and all these girls suddenly had all this internet fame. So now in the second season, we see that as a part of their lives. Like they're famous for being on this show now, and they openly talk about it and address that they're on a TV show. Yeah. They're not trying to hide the fact that they're being filmed and that they've become famous from this.
It's really weird. Like they're already famous from TikTok, and then they want to get more fame by this TV show, which is old media, old school media or whatever, analog media, whatever you want to call it. It's very odd, but it's such a chase and pursuit for clout, and above all, just fame and money. So yeah, it's weird. It's weird to watch, and it's weird to take it all in. But I love it.
I like it a lot too.
I can't get enough. I cannot, and it's also odd because like. All this stuff happened on TikTok. Majority of this stuff happened on TikTok, 6 months ago. And so they had it out over there and they hashed it out and all this drama. And then the TV cameras were filming it all. So it's been distilled and edited and produced for old television folk, old television watching folk such as me and you. So that's odd too. Same thing with the Kardashians. Like you see stuff, you see headlines and clickbait and blah blah blah, and about Instagram and their drama, and then their show comes out 6 months later, and you're like, oh yeah, there's a little more background information on whatever Lamar Odom showing up at a birthday party with Courtney.
Especially with the Kardashians, I think that's hurt the reality show because they start addressing things that happened 10 months ago, and it's like nobody cares anymore. We've all moved on from that.
Yeah. Well. But websites care. Websites who drive engagement and stupid clickbait with crappy headlines. So you remember all this drama 6, 7, 8 months ago, and all the headlines and all the press and attention it got, and then you see the same headlines resurfaced 6, 7, 8 months ago when the show's out, and there's a little bit more background from the show and more perspective because they're doing the interviews and you get their behind the scenes. But I don't know, it's just bizarre. Back in my day, TV shows were written in a writer's room, and then they filmed them, and then it came out 9 to 12 months later on a network. And now these people are already super famous. The TV is just one more aspect of their fame. And if this television show went away, they'd still be super famous. They'd still be making tons of money. It's exhaustive. But we're about to watch episode 3. Okay. The studio, honey. It's the season's over. Rip. What did you think about the Seth Rogen Apple TV Plus behind the scenes of a movie studio show?
We watched the second to last episode of the season.
Yeah.
And I am so over it. I don't want to watch the finale. Do you?
Yeah. No.
I don't even care. I don't have one episode left in me.
Yeah.
The pilot, the first episode was fantastic.
Excellent.
And then there was maybe like 2 good episodes.
Yeah.
2.5 more good episodes.
Yeah.
But
the other standout to me is the race one, where they're trying to cast the show and they cast Ice Cube, and oh no, this is racist, so we got to hire this person. Oh no, that's also racist, so we got to cast this person.
Yeah,
it goes back and forth. It's a really good satire.
That was really funny.
Yeah.
But like the last 3 or 4 episodes have just been kind of a drag. There's so much yelling.
Yeah.
And it's so like over the top.
Right.
It's just exhausting, and I don't know. I'm not laughing. I'm not enjoying it.
Right. It's just like, how much longer is this going? They beat a note to death. Like he's the Golden Globes one is Seth Rogen trying to talk to Lenny Kravitz's daughter Zoe about getting her to thank him in her acceptance speech. And it just goes on, and he tries to talk to her friend, and he tries to talk to her agent, and he tries to talk to her, and it's just like, okay, this isn't going anywhere. It's boring. It's just dumb. It's pointless. It's a waste of time, and it really falls into the madcapped, zany pratfall style of comedy, which is just like, okay, guy, this isn't the freaking Three Stooges. But when it's good, it's great, but that's been few and far between. Yeah, even the most recent episode, they do drugs, and they do too many drugs, and they got a presentation in the morning, so they gotta get everyone together, and but they're high as a kite, and it's just like they just yell. The episode was just shouting the entire, and Bryan Cranston is falling down into the water over here, and it's just like, oh my gosh, what? So, no mas. I'll probably watch it by myself. And the Cover Up Darkness, Deadly American Marriage, honey, Netflix doc. Husband died. Rip. What did you think about this?
This was good. It was entertaining. A woman married a man who had 2 children.
Yep.
He was a widow.
He's Scottish.
And they moved over here to America after they got married. She's American.
Yeah.
And then her and her dad murder him in a horrific, over-the-top attack.
Oh, yeah.
And then
he's dead. And so it's a his versus her story. And she claims she killed him in self-defense because he was going to kill her dad. And then he doesn't have a side of the story, but his side of the story is she killed him in a fit of rage.
Yeah, so the dad and the daughter are on trial for this murder, and his 2 kids get taken away to go back to live with his Irish family.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Anyway, so this trial goes on for years, and a large part of the guilt or innocence hinged on the memories and the testimonies of the 2 children.
Yeah.
Because they were quite young when the dad died. They were like 6 and 8.
Yeah.
And initially they said he's abusive. He hits our mom, our stepmom.
Yeah.
But then they came out later and said they were lying. She coached them to say all these bad things about their dad.
Yeah.
So their whole testimony's questionable.
On both ends, yeah.
Their memories are questionable.
Yeah.
But, and at the time that the documentary was filmed, they're both adults now in their early 20s.
Yeah.
And they're, I don't know. It's hard to say who's lying, who's telling the truth, what really happened.
Yeah.
The kid, I don't completely believe the kid's memories are accurate.
Right.
I don't fully believe the kid's story, but I definitely, I don't know. I think that the stepmom is probably the guilty person in the whole scenario.
Yeah, it's fascinating to see them as little kids on video. They got the video. And then saying, Daddy hits mommy, Daddy's mean, Daddy's abuses mommy. But then they're adults now, and they've spent years and years with the dad's family in Scotland. So maybe they've been like, hey, why don't you take your dad's side or whatever. But they're like, nah, it wasn't like that. Mommy was the abuser. It's he said, she said, and we'll never get the full story. I think they were just both assholes, and they're both abusive to each other, and one night it got out of hand, and the guy died. But I have no idea. I'm just speculating. From an entertainment standpoint, it was a good documentary.
It was a good hour and a half.
Yeah. But overall, who actually knows? But we can't wait till the next true crime documentary. Alrighty. Were we done, honey?
Yep.
Okay, well, that's the end of the program. It's been fun, but not really. Let's all try a little harder next time. Like, comment, subscribe, follow, review, and rate. Or don't. Do whatever you want. You're a grown-up. Make your own decisions. Do what's best for your family. Please be sure to use our promo code for Capital Books. We don't have a promo code for Capital Books. Goodbye, my parasocial podcast friends. I love you. My wife and I love you. We hope you have a good day today and tomorrow. And sure, should I have confronted Tom Green? Should I have said something? If Carmelitas is too much of a coward, should I have stood up and been like, hey man, chill the F out? No,
I don't think you should engage.
That's not my role. Yeah,
it's not your role, and there's no point in trying to talk sense to a
that's true.
Totally out of it drunk person.
Yeah.
So just leave it in the hands of the employees
who did nothing. But how was your combo meal, honey? You got the enchilada y taco.
It was good.
Yeah.
I wish we got dessert. We didn't.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, Luna threatened to order a churro. We were like, go for it, queen, but she didn't. I like that. Most Mexican places, they give you the salsa, and then some will give you the red and green salsa, but this place gave us red, and then they gave you a bean dip.
Yeah.
For free, complimentary with your chips, and I was like, wow.
And the best part is those dips come in a bowl that's big enough to fit the whole chip.
Oh yeah.
It's fabulous.
Yeah. You still dropped a little sauce on your menu. Do you prefer the sauce or do you prefer the salsa with some chunks of whatever veggies in there?
I prefer salsa.
Same. But it was good. And I like that the bean was different. And it felt a little upscale. I was like, whoa, are we dining with Warren Buffett out here? Goodbye, my parents. Sure. But I'm still a good person. We're still good people. Thank you for caring. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for listening. We hope you have a wonderful day / night. Bye. By the way, you're back from your special assignment, honey. Did you have a special assignment?
We've been avoiding the fact that I've been gone for 3 weeks. Absent.
2 pods. But yes, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Were you on special assignment?
I was.
Watching plants die was your special assignment. No, I have faith in you, honey. And if they die, it's like a Drago in Rocky IV. If they die, they die. See ya. Peace out.